Hey guys, welcome back to Sarcastic Remarks along with Chris. My name is Ryan. We welcome you to this episode that is therapy session like 17.0 for the Dallas Stars fan. The Dallas Stars lose by a final score tonight of 3-2 in a game they never trailed in to the New Jersey Devils, Jack Hughes, Nico Hischier, and Vitek Vanacek, who was fantastic tonight. Chris, I'm bottling up all of my anger right now. But here's the thing: there's nothing to be mad at. That's the thing that's even more frustrating.
Agreed.
One of my buddies, Neil from a podcast about the New Jersey Devils on THPN. He's a great guy. He started like 1 minute before we did, and while the countdown was going on, and I couldn't help myself. I went in, and I chimed in, and I said, Neil, y'all got lucky. We're pissed. I mean, Chris, help me. I help Stars fans out because I'm a part of this. I don't know.
My only thought is, how did they do that? How did they play so good for the majority of the game against one of the best teams in the league and still find a way to lose? I mean, that's just impressive. I mean, the period that the Devils scored their 2 goals in was the best period the Stars played, and they couldn't score. They couldn't score a goal. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how they didn't score more than 2 goals this game. It's, I mean, execution problem, obviously, the past 3 games. We haven't been able to put the puck in the net. Pavelski he should have had 4 goals tonight. Like, legitimately 4 goals for Pavelski.
Ben should have had a hat trick tonight.
Ben should have had a hat trick. Gurionov should have scored 2. I mean, oh my goodness. And we got to give credit to Vanacek. He was fantastic. I mean, this is probably the second best goalie performance that we've seen so far this year, other than Matt Murray when Toronto played against us in the same building. So full credit to Vanacek, and boy, we got to find a way to bury the puck. And even worse than that, we got to find a way to win a game in overtime. Kind of shocked by the choice to put Sagan and Ben out there to start.
I'm not. Nothing has worked. Nothing has worked, so why not? Try something stupid.
I get nothing has worked, but that's just illogical. I mean, you're putting your 2 slower forwards. I mean, they're not slow. I'm not going to say they're the slowest guys on the team by any stretch of the imagination, but Jack Hughes, I mean, come on. You're asking that guy to score on you. He's one of the fastest, best transition guys in the entire league. And
but here's
made you pay.
Okay, I'm just going to open a can of worms right now. We're going straight to freaking overtime since you opened it. What are we supposed to do? Sagan did his job. He did his job. He put his stick in the lane. He did exactly what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And it somehow deflects. Is Otter supposed to make that save?
No.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. Like, how freaking unlucky can we get? I swear this team has been cursed this year. Just with overtime. What is that? Like 3-11? Feels like 0 and 2 billion right at this point. With how many? It's ridiculous. Just logic itself, you would think you would win half of the games. Half of the games, at least. And I'm all mad and everything, and I want to find something to be mad about, like to be mad at, but I can't. Otter was good tonight. When he led in the 2 goals, after that was it.
Yeah.
The Stars made 2 mistakes tonight. 2. And there were line changes. That's it.
Yeah.
Defensively in the first period, they were freaking awesome. Second period, they go slow. It's just changes. It's just line changes.
Yep.
That's all it was. They made 2 mistakes tonight. And then during the entirety of the second period, they're going and pressing. And it's all 4 lines doing it. I mean, the Marchment line didn't look fantastic tonight, but at times they had their chances. I don't know what else we're supposed to do. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Every single line had chances. And I wanted to get to that.
It up.
You said exactly what I was thinking, Ryan. You are dead on that. They had 2 chances. We made 2 mistakes, and they scored on both. I mean, I'll say one thing. I'd like for Otter to have at least one of those 2, but the rest of the game, he was fantastic and made some huge saves. So, man, I agree. I don't know what else we have to do. I think this is a combination of, this is our worst slump of the year, which for us, this being the worst slump of our year, getting half the points in it, I mean, I'll take it. And the Devils are somehow just the luckiest team in the world when they play on the road. I mean, it makes no sense. They're defying all statistical odds.
It just doesn't make any sense. Like, I mean, how can we get goalied so bad like that? We got goalied.
Yeah.
We got goalied,
Yeah,
and we
for
didn't even
sure.
realize we got goalied until the game was over because of how well the
Mhm.
Stars played tonight.
I realized about halfway through the second period we were getting goalied. Vanacek was on fire that period. That was fantastic. It was honestly like I was just impressed. I mean, after the fifth chance that he was just sprawled out saving the puck, I was like, all right, whatever. We just gotta give props.
Well, in the words of freaking Professor McGonagall, for sheer dumb luck, I mean, there are multiple opportunities. The Ben poke check just happens to go off to the side where he's able to make the save. I forgot who makes the shot, but it just happens to trickle through him and go just wide. And just so happens that Tyler Seguin gets wrapped up and is not able to get to it, and they call a penalty on it. I mean, we scored on a 5-on-3 power play.
Yep.
We did our job. We did
Yep.
every single freaking gosh dang thing right, and we still lose the freaking game.
Yeah.
I hate overtime.
Yeah.
Screw overtime.
Overtime stinks. The only other thing I can think of is there's not a better time for a break. I mean, we have our longest losing streak of the year while on a 5-game point streak, by the way. And that's the perfect time to take a week and a half off. So I think it's a good timing for us, and hopefully they'll come back and we'll just be the best overtime team in the league. One fun little stat to point out, the Stars did finally do it. They are alone at the top. They have the most overtime losses in the entire NHL right now. They just outpaced, I think it was the Sharks who had tied them at 9, and Philadelphia had 9 as well.
Fantastic. That makes me feel great. Two teams are at the bottom of the freaking food chain, and we're down there with them.
Yeah, that's rough.
Okay. First period. New Jersey, second game. Oh, we also didn't mention this is the second game of a back-to-back as well. That makes me feel even better.
It looked like it for them. We destroyed them the whole game. And they still won.
Hintz is back out there with the top line, obviously. Hanley's out. Lundqvist is back in. Lundqvist looked good tonight. Dallas has played 51 games in 107 days. New Jersey has an 18-3-2 record on the road. Absolutely freaking ridiculous. And Otter and Vanacek get the starts for the Stars. Beginning of the first period, both teams are having a lot of trouble connecting on passes. And it literally was just transition one way. Okay, there's a missed pass. Okay, go the other way. Okay, there's a miss. Okay, and that was like the first, 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, it was ridiculous.
It was slow goings in the beginning for sure.
I wrote this down at the 10-minute mark because I didn't even notice it. But Foxa is out there with Seguin and Marchment. I didn't really hate it. I didn't really love it at the same time. Do you have any feelings about that? I
mean, as the residential Foxa hater, I don't love it. I mean, I don't think it worked great. Seguin looked really good at times this game. Foxa, I didn't really notice even when that whole line was rolling. But I mean, it's just further proving the glaring hole in your lineup there. I mean, who's the guy that you would love to put there? You'd love to have Seguin centering and have Gurionov on the wing. Then it's perfect. But we don't have that. So
Dellandrea scores accidentally. It's actually a centering feed.
I'm defending this one. He did not score accidentally.
Yes, he did.
What else was he trying to do?
He was trying to get a pass to the front of the net, and then the guy ran into his own goaltender, and it got scored.
There was no Stars player in front of the net. This dude scored an impossible angle goal. Give Delhi his due. The dude deserves it either way. Yes, it's a little lucky. Impossible angle goals are lucky, but he still did it.
Hey, I mean, throw it to the front of the net. Good things happen, right?
Especially if you're not a high skill guy like Delhi. No offense.
No offense to Landry. Yep, that's true. Otter made a good save. Shots are 7-4 at the 7-minute mark. By the way, the first shot was not taken until 5 minutes into the period. So exactly 5 minutes in, the first shot was not taken. So Dallas goes on the power play for the first time. I forgot who took the penalty, but it's Ben who gets tripped up. The puck movement on the power play during the first power play was good, but they just still didn't get enough going on the power play at all to satisfy me, and I was not happy with that first power play. Dallas would immediately go back on the power play. Thank you, Eric Holla. And Robo has a chance, hits the pipe. That's one that would probably come to bite us in the butt. And then Dallas gets a 5-on-3. It only takes 5 seconds. Hintz buries it. One-timer in the back of the net. Power play goal off the face-off. I mean, what else can you say about Rope Hintz in that shot there?
Yeah, that was sick. That was cool. I like that. Let's do that more. And that's one thing we can't get away from that. We need to have that threat while trying to do the play that we love, the deflection in front of the net. So, yeah. I also want to point two on YouTube. Actually, San Jose has 11 overtime losses, so I guess the Stars need to get 2 more before we're on top.
No.
Darn. How did San Jose do that? That's impressive.
Thank you, point 2, for pointing that out. That makes me feel so much better that we're
I feel a lot
in the
better
NHL.
now.
I feel so much better. Yeah, James in the chat box over because he's not feeling good tonight. He's like, much better. Yes, yeah. I mean, this is sarcastic, right? Let's be as sarcastic as possible. It becomes 5-on-4 because it's a 5-on-3 goal, but Marchment takes a penalty. It's 4-on-4 for a little while. Johnston gets a little fancy, tries a move. Hintz has a chance right off the rush. 10 seconds remaining. That's the end of the first period. I wrote it was a good period for Dallas, but mostly the last 9 minutes, the goal really got Dallas going. And they used the power play to gain momentum. So that's something that I've been complaining about for a while, and they did it in the first period.
Yeah, and shocking that we didn't score another goal late in the first period too. I mean, we had all the pressure on them. A couple of things I kind of want to point out from that period. Marchment has so many penalties taken, which is not good for a guy whose scoring has also dried up. And then also, just since you mentioned him, Johnston has just been fantastic the past 5 games. And we need to remember this guy's 19. Oh my goodness. This is we're looking at in the future having 2 first-line centers with Rope and Johnston in there. That's going to be insane.
And don't forget about Mr. Stinkoven. He's got to be a lock for the Stars roster next year. He's bored. He's got to be bored in the WHL right now.
Agreed.
Well, I say bored, but he's going for the Memorial Cup, so that's basically the Stanley Cup of major junior hockey in Canada. So maybe not, just because he's probably looking forward to maybe possibly winning that, but still. Anyways, under the second. Right off the bat, 1 minute in, Hughes scores on a breakaway with Dallas trying to get a change. First mistake we've seen from the Stars all game. And Hughes makes him pay.
And boy, Jack Hughes is good. Oh my goodness, that guy is amazing. He is so much fun to watch.
Every single time he touched the puck, I got like a twinge of anxiety. Like it was like a dagger in my stomach. It just gets twisted a little bit.
I wasn't even anxious. I was just excited to see what he was going to do. I mean, he's seriously just so flashy and just, oh my goodness. He's just smooth as butter.
Wouldn't it be fun to see him, Tage Thompson, and Rope Hintz on a line together?
Dude,
how interesting that would be.
Those guys.
Oh, man, that would be so much fun.
I feel like that's a vibe.
Okay. Anyways, Robo has a shot right on the right side of Vanacek. By the way, it's 2-1 at this point for Dallas. There's a good rush chance for Gurianov and Kiviranta, and Gurianov just didn't get all on the shot. It was just a good play by him there, which Gurianov did have a good game tonight. He was noticeable. He didn't score, but he was noticeable tonight. Miro makes 2 great defensive plays at 16 and a half minutes. 25 seconds later, New Jersey makes Dallas pay again for the same mistake. Line changes. It's Miles Wood. He catches them, and Dallas gives up 2 goals off line changes, transition hockey, and long passes by New Jersey from their own zone to the Dallas zone is the difference in the game at this point. And we're not even 5 minutes into the second period, and it's boom, boom. Doesn't matter how good the Stars have been up to that point. They'd been the better team, not dominant yet, like we saw for the rest of the second period, but it was extremely frustrating to see that second one go in.
And it's not even like it was sustained pressure or anything. It's not like, after the first goal, they were just hounding the Stars. That wasn't really the case. It was kind of going back and forth again, and they just took advantage of their 2 rush chances, which is what they're best at in the league, especially Jack Hughes being the catalyst of most of that. And they took advantage of their opportunities. Give them credit.
I was pissed off, so I didn't write anything else for the next 5 minutes of the period. But Dallas would go on the power play. Hamilton would take a penalty on Sagan, and this is the one that I was talking about earlier, where the puck just happened to trickle through Vanacek just off to the side. Sagan's right there, and Hamilton does not
Yeah.
allow Sagan to get to the puck.
Yeah, great penalty to take. I mean, it's
Yeah,
a
I mean, yeah.
slam dunk otherwise.
Robo has a chance off the rush, and then Pavelski takes a tripping call right off the faceoff. It wasn't on purpose. It was Pavelski's fourth minor of the season, so he has 8 penalty minutes to go with all the points that he has, and the fact that he's the league leader in plus minus. So super frustrating. It's 4-on-4 for a minute 25. Both of that gets killed off. Goes on. Hakanpää has a good play. Pavelski with a enormous chance out of the box. He gets a breakaway. Vanacek says no. He didn't elevate the puck at all. I mean, you elevate the puck 6 inches, and that's a goal.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I thought for sure it was going to go in. He's got to score that, honestly. I mean, I know he's an old guy and always talking about how great he is, but at that point, when you're on a breakaway, I mean, you got to score that. Come on.
Well, and that wasn't even the most egregious non-scoring chance.
Yeah. That
After
even
that,
he had.
yeah, right. And Gurianov had a really good play where he forced a New Jersey turnover. It looked like it was going to be a 3-on-2 for New Jersey the other way. He forces a turnover like right in neutral zone, and it allows Dallas to get some extended D zone time. And I would also argue that it leads to getting some momentum for 2 giant chances. First, it's Ben, who just absolutely gets robbed by Vanacek. It's ridiculous at 6:43. And then not even 10 seconds later, it's just mad chaos in front of Vanacek. And somehow Ben with the poke check is not able to score. So 2 gargantuan chances for Jamie Benn to score. He continues to be good. The Stars continue to press. They're doing everything right, and they're not getting rewarded with goals, which is the thing you need to have to win.
That's a take right there. Need goals to win. Yeah, I don't know. If just one got past Vanacek, it felt like the Stars were going to blow him out this game, and he didn't allow it. He put a wall in that net, and that was just a fantastic performance after the first period from Vanacek.
Before I could write that shots are 27-11 at this point in the second period. So this is 6.5 minutes remaining in the second period. Dellandrea takes a goaltending interference penalty. And just frustration all around for me. I mean, after all of these chances, it's Pavelski, it's Robo. Well, Pavelski twice. Robo. It's Johnston who makes a good turnover. He forces a turnover. Ben gets denied twice, and then we go on the penalty kill. Absolute frustration. Water boiling just in my head right now about how mad I'm just like, what am I supposed to be mad about? Like, I can't be mad at anything.
Yeah, it's just an unlucky penalty. I mean, he's trying to get up after being squished, and he just accidentally runs right into the goalie. Great. Love it.
Otter makes 2 really good saves on Hischier and Mercer during that power play. Sagan has a one-timer chance after the Stars kill the penalty. Foxa has a tip just over Vanacek's net to end the period. And I didn't even write anything. Normally, I have like a quick little summary thing that I write in my notes at the end of the second period, but I guess frustration. I would have
All right,
written
summary. How
one
do we
word.
not score? Doesn't make any sense.
You got to think that at some point it's going to bounce in the Stars' favor. And maybe that will bounce in the Stars' favor after the All-Star break. But it just leaves such a sour taste in my mouth right now going into the break, knowing that we should have won the Buffalo game. We were by far the better team. We should have won this game. We were by far the better team. And then Wednesday's game,
we could have won.
We could have won, and we still didn't. So it didn't matter which situation it was, whether we were the better team or not. We just ended up losing all 3.
Yep.
So
yeah. So I guess we're not talking about the third period.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I just want to skip
The
it. So
Stars played good
just
defense that period, but didn't get nearly enough pressure, I thought, which was kind of frustrating, especially when the visiting team was on the second night of back to back. You feel like the third period is where you have your biggest advantage there. Whatever. And then we already talked about the overtime goal. So
what I
that
don't
Jack Hughes guy is pretty good.
yeah. What I don't understand from myself is why I allowed myself to even get a twinge of hope.
Gone.
I was literally thinking, "Oh, this is the third overtime game. We lost the first two. Surely we're going to win this one."
Yeah, we can't lose 3 in a
Surely.
row.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Just I mean, you can't and then the overtime goal, I've already said it, but I'll say it again. You can't blame Otter for it
Nope.
because it's a freak bounce, and you can't blame Sagan for it.
Nope.
Because Sagan's doing his job. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what they teach. Like every NHL coach, every youth coach for hockey, that's what you teach the kid to do. You angle your stick at the right way where it's going to go flip up and go into the rafters and into the netting. That's the goal. What are the chances that it just bounces absolutely perfectly like that?
Yeah. I don't know.
So
I don't know.
I guess if you want to look at negative stuff, James made a really good point in that the last 3 games we've only scored 2 goals. That can't happen. We've got to score more goals than that. But at the same time, it's not like we haven't had chances in all 3 games. Mostly, especially in the Buffalo game and tonight's game. But I guess the thing is, you have to convert. You have to convert. You have to find a way to convert. And at this point, no more excuses, especially with the way that it's gone the past 3 games. You have to win games. You can't just keep getting the loser point.
Yeah. I kind of feel that way about the last 2 games more so, especially the Buffalo game. I felt like we didn't really get goalied there. We just couldn't execute. This game, I'm not really even upset at the 2 goals. I mean, Vanacek just played out of his mind. Like I said, that's the second best goalie performance we've seen so far this year. And it's an anomaly. When that happens, there's nothing you can really do. You got to tip your cap, move on. And we got a week and a half to move on from it. So.
Let's just look at his stats real quick. Just how does he end up with?
Yeah. We can look at the bright side, too. The Stars are on a 5-game point streak. So that's a good thing.
2-0-3.
2-0-3.
Ridiculous.
But you also got to keep in mind, these are some really good teams that we just played against, too. I mean, it's not like we just did this against a bunch of scrubby bottom feeder teams. These are all high quality teams that we played against these past 5 games. And obviously, you get 1 or 2 of those overtime wins, and we're completely flipped. We're overjoyed. So, in 3-on-3 overtime, while it is very fun, it is very much not hockey. It's closer to a shootout than it is to normal hockey, in my opinion. So, I'm still of the idea that you can't put too much merit in an overtime loss. It's essentially a tie, and then we have to have a winner because it's America. So
stop trying to make me feel better, Chris.
The Stars are playing good overall hockey is the big thing I'm trying to get at. So we're not sucking it up. We're just these past 3 games have just been so unlucky. One more bounce and we're 5-0 going into the All-Star break, and we're just screaming that we're going to the Stanley Cup.
It was very unlike earlier in the season when we were coming back from wins or coming back from deficits in the game. Sorry, not thinking straight right now. And I mean, we were just excited to get the loser point, right? I mean, there were many games earlier in the season where we were losing in overtime, but we were like, you know what? Robo dominated him by himself, and by himself got us a point tonight. Or Otter did us a favor and got us to overtime tonight and got us a point. And it's just the last 3 games. It's had the opposite feeling. It's like these are games we could have with the Wednesday game or should have won with the Monday or Friday game.
Yep. Agreed.
So. All right. Biggest winner, biggest loser tonight, Chris?
Biggest winner. Guy's got a great name, and he's got even better pads. Vitek Vanacek. What a game, dude. One of the best of the season for him has got to be.
I'll give it to the top line tonight because they did it. They were really good tonight,
I'm
especially in the
hard
offensive.
disagree.
Huh?
I was actually thinking about giving them biggest loser.
Really? No.
Don't score on the entire game.
They
They
had
score on the
chances.
power play, but that is, I mean, when you're the top line and you're the best line in hockey, only scoring once and on a 5-on-3, I feel like that's unacceptable,
You
especially
can't
with all the
you
chances
can't
they
give him
had.
biggest loser, Chris. You can't.
I wasn't going to. I was just thinking about it just to prove a
No.
point. But when you say biggest winner, that's incorrect. The only time they scored is when they were up 2 guys.
Now, if I'm being totally honest, I want to give my biggest winner to Jack Hughes, but I'm kind of salty about the
Do it.
game still, so I'm not giving it to
Jack
him.
Hughes
I'm giving it
deserves
to
it.
the top line. No, screw him.
Top line
No.
definitely doesn't deserve it.
Top
You
line
know,
definitely
since you
does
said I
deserve
can't give it to them, biggest loser, top line. Didn't score unless they had 2
In
extra guys on
spite.
the ice. So, I mean, when you get depth scoring in a home game, you should win.
Yep.
You have the change advantage, you should win. So, the fact that they only get 1 and it's on the 5-on-3, you got to be better than that.
All right. Anything else, Chris, that we need to mention?
Who's your biggest loser?
I was hoping you'd forget.
I
don't know, the hockey gods?
You're the biggest loser, Ryan, you know? You're the biggest loser. There we go.
Yeah, no, you're the biggest loser for telling me that French toast is not bread. It is bread.
Everybody, the text chats have been nonstop. I mean, this has been a debate ongoing for like 36 hours now. It's been pretty nuts. So please comment and let us know if French toast is bread.
There's going to be some shorts all over social media tomorrow about me, Chris, James, and a couple of our friends and our cousin. We normally play a little bit of Overwatch after some games, and even playing Overwatch, we're still arguing about whether French toast is bread or not. And like, yeah, your friend Jared is getting in on it, and Tyler's getting in on it, and all sorts. It was really hilarious, and we continued to do it for like, I don't know, half an hour, another 45 minutes, something like that. and James just happened to record the conversation. So thank you to James for doing that. We appreciate it. Okay, guys. Excuse me. We are going to wrap it up here tonight. Before we wrap it up here tonight, we would like to get y'all's opinion on some Who Cares segments. We are going to do a special episode next week. We don't know when, maybe Wednesday night, just to keep it consistent. But we're going to do an entire episode devoted to nothing but Who Cares. So we'll probably go with like 4 or 5 topics and argue about the stupidest things in the world and have a lot of fun doing it. So that'll give us something to do over the All-Star break. And I'm debating not watching the All-Star game and the Super Skills competition, but I may just do it anyway because
We'll see what we're doing that day.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
I'll have to be pretty bored.
Yeah, but if you have any suggestions, we would love to hear them. You can go to our website, starcasticremarks.com, and let us know. You can leave us a little voice message there, or you can just send us an email at starcasticremarks@gmail.com. You can do that as well. So, along with Chris, my name is Ryan. We will catch you guys on the flip side. Hopefully, we can finally say GG boys here in about 10 days when the Stars return to action on next Monday, against the Anaheim Ducks. We will be with you guys sometime this week with a Who Cares special episode. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. And we hope you guys have a good, fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are listening. We will see you guys next week.